My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 28th June 2020, the 13th Sunday of the year. The focus of our reflection is discipleship. What it means to be a true disciple, and what are some of the main conditions and salient features of an authentic discipleship. Jesus constantly invites us to be his good and faithful disciples, and this alone is the meaning and fulfillment of our life, of our vocation, and of our mission. But this is not an easy task, especially in the context of a world that is inclined to false values and wrong ways. To follow the Lord is certainly very, very strenuous. Now, in the light of the Word of God, we can enumerate some of the main conditions and features of this discipleship. They are namely priority to God and the highest love for Him, sacrifice and detachment, loyalty and surrender to Him, perseverance and commitment, and finally, sensitivity and generosity towards other disciples. We should give topmost priority to God, and our love for Him should be the first, the highest, and the best. And that is why Jesus is very clear in his pronouncement, as he says, "Whoever loves father or mother, son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me." Therefore, our love for God should be such that it surpasses even our love for our own families. But this looks rather strange and unrealistic, and one may object to it, saying, after all, these relationships and family ties are quite natural, they are valid and even recommendable. Yes, that is why we must understand this demand of Jesus in the right perspective. It no way means that we should not love our families. It no way means that we should neglect our duties and responsibilities towards our families. It no way means that we should be disrespectful and disobedient towards our parents or elders. Rather, the point is quite clear and straight, that our love for God should be the highest. We should not love anything and anybody more than God. We should not allow anything to come on the way of our loving and serving God. And this invites us to sincerely check and see whether we give priority to God in our life and in our heart, whether at times our love for God and service to Him are conditioned or hindered or even abandoned because of our other loves and attachments. And this also must make us check the extent and the direction of our family relationships and attachments, whether they are at times coming on the way of our consecrated obligations, our spiritual and fraternal duties. And it is from this love for God and priority to Him proceed all the rest. Be ready to sacrifice and to detach. Be loyal, persevering, committed. And this is very, very crucial in our own times. In a world where undue attachments and deviations seem to be the order of the day, where ego and self-interest become the center of life, where the spirit of greed, grabbing, and accumulation are very prevalent, where disloyalty and defections seem to be the norm of the day, where quitting, wavering are quite frequent and normal. Jesus urges us to be His authentic disciples, to be a contradiction to the values of the world, and to bear testimony to Him, to His life, to His values. Certainly, it is a hard road to tread, but it is not futile. It is immensely rewarding. The woman of Shunem in the first reading was so hospitable and generous towards the prophet Elisha, and that is why she would be richly rewarded with a child. In the same way, whoever stands for God and good, whoever struggles for God and good, whoever sacrifices something for God and good, whoever remains stable and loyal amidst and despite all the adversities and sufferings, certainly will be rewarded richly here on earth and also later on with eternity. And therefore, even though the road is difficult to walk on, we should never lose our courage, our hope. And this is the direction and the directive for our life. We shall persevere in our journey of discipleship, even though there may be storms and afflictions against us. One thing is very sure: the Lord is with us and He will sustain our every step. He will strengthen our every effort, and we are richly rewarded with His own strength, with His own light, with His own joy, and with His own peace. And thus we can be happy that the Lord is with us and we are for Him. May God bless all of us to continue our journey of discipleship. Thank you.